Welcome to Thinner Peace and Menopause and Beyond. This is Dr. Deb Butler, Master Life and Weight Coach, and as always, every week, your coach. Today is episode 110, and today I want to talk about why this work is so much more than just about the weight. Stay tuned. Hi, all my dear friends. How are you today? It's a beautiful day in St. Louis, Missouri. And I know when I was in Belize, I used to talk to you about the Caribbean and how gorgeous it was. And I'm looking out at the woods. The leaves are in full bloom, and it is just as beautiful. It's just so different. That's the biggest thing. And springtime has arrived, and boy, oh boy, it is just beautiful. I can't wait to get out into it. But before I get out into it, I have some things I want to talk to you about. So today, I want to talk to you. I had the biggest surprise. Because you're listening to this podcast, that there are reviews that are on iTunes about this podcast. And every now and then I like to go on there and read them and see what people are saying and thinking and what they need or what they want or what they enjoyed. But a couple days ago, I got such a surprise because one of my precious clients that I love, emailed me this beautiful testimonial that she wrote about our work together, and she put it on iTunes as a review. And I thought today it would be so good to talk a little bit about her and her work and what she wrote about our work together, because I think it could help you too. And also, I want to encourage you by when you read this review that I would also like you to do a review if you're loving this podcast. Now, if you're not loving it, no worries. But if you love it and you've been following me for a while, because I've got 110 podcasts, and I know there's many of you that have actually listened to 110 of them. But even if you haven't and you're loving the podcast, I would love for you to go to iTunes and do a review. And I thought today, every 30 or 40 episodes, I like to talk to you about how to do a review if you have an iPhone, because I have a lot of people that just don't know how to do them. And really, it only takes 5 minutes of your time, and it makes such a difference on how many people get to listen to this podcast based on how many reviews there are. So if you're listening to this, number one, what I'm going to do first is tell you how you can write a review if you so want to, and I'm motivating you to do it. If you love it, write a review. So I'm going to tell you how to do that first, and then I'm going to read you one of the reviews from one of my most beloved clients, and then tell you a little bit about her journey so far, because I do think it would really, really help you. So first of all, how do you do a review? I'm going to tell you if you have an iPhone, because I have an iPhone, and I'm going to walk you through the steps. Okay. So if you have your iPhone, I want you to go to the app that says podcast on it. And I want you to click on to podcast. And it's on iPhones. It's a free app. So what you will do is you will go to the bottom of the podcast app where you will see Listen Now, Library, Browse, and Search. You will hit search. And once you hit search, you will see at the top that you can then type in Thinner Peace in Menopause and Beyond. And once you do that, you will see that Thinner Peace in Menopause will pop up. You will tap on that. Once you tap on that, you will see my picture come up. Once you see my picture, I want you to tap on that. And when you tap on that, you will see that it has a 5-star rating, and it shows you how many ratings that it has. You will scroll down past recent episodes and available episodes, and then you will see ratings and reviews. When you see ratings and reviews, you will scroll down just a bit where it says write a review. Tap on write a review, and as soon as you tap on write a review, a page will pop up that will show you how to do it. It's very simple. You put how many stars you want to rate it, and hopefully you're going to do 5, if you can honestly say that and you love it. And then you can just write a review. It says optional, but of course you're here to write the review. Once you write your review, then you hit send and you are done. And that's how easy it is. And seriously, it takes 5 minutes. Makes a huge difference on who hears this. And I don't know how you found it, but it gets easier and easier to find the more the ratings are. So if you love it, please write a review. Now, I want to read you one of the latest reviews because I want to show you how important reviews are. Number one, I like to read them because it keeps me motivated to keep doing podcasts. I love it to know that people really are liking this podcast. I love it when you write me letters and you ask me questions and you tell me how you're doing or you tell me the episode that you liked. All of that is really helpful to me because guess what? I'm sitting here in an empty room right now, looking at my computer screen, looking outside at the beautiful spring weather, talking to you who I cannot see. And so the only feedback that I really get is by you either corresponding with me or writing a review or setting up a mini session. That's kind of how I know. So, if you want me to know how much you love it, write a review. Okay, so now I want to read you the latest review and talk to you a little bit about my client who wrote it. So first of all, I want to tell you a little bit about this client because she really is remarkable. She's quite the accomplished woman. She's a wonderful mother, and she really loves her life. But she's just had some struggles in allowing herself to really enjoy what she has. And one of the things that has been her struggle, which I know you all can relate to, which is I should enjoy my life more than I do. And why can't I just eat when I'm hungry and stop when I'm full? I know you can relate to that. So I did not know that she was going to write this, and I did not ask her to write it. So I have to tell you how touching it is for me to read it. And I also think it'll be really helpful for you to hear it. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about her. But this is how she titled the review: So Much More Than a Weight Coach. And really, that's what I'm talking about today. And that's what I titled this podcast is it's so much more than just about the weight. Right? Because I always tell people when they want to hire me, if you want to hire me so that I'll just tell you what to eat and when to eat it and how to eat it, please do not hire me because that is not what I do. And that's not what I want to do. And if that's what you want, I'm the wrong coach for you. But if you're really ready to look at your life and find out how you can really learn how to enjoy it from every single aspect, and really touch into how your mind is affecting that struggle, then I am the coach for you. So this is what she had to say in her review. So much more than a weight coach. I found Dr. Deb at just the right time. I devoured her podcast and learned so much about what it really takes to get to a natural, healthy weight and finally let go about obsessing from food. I still can't believe that I am losing weight while eating and enjoying healthy food and getting to mindfully enjoy joy foods occasionally. I love the podcast so much that I started doing one-on-one coaching with Dr. Deb, and she has truly changed my life. She has helped me see the power of my thoughts and to finally feel empowered to take control of not only my eating and drinking, but how I think and feel about all of my relationships, my work, and myself. I am so much happier and feel so much more able to do the things I want to do and to take good care of myself. Dr. Deb is the absolute best, and I'm so lucky to have found her. You must listen to this podcast if you want the answers to all your questions about how to live a healthy, mindful life of joy and peace. And I highly recommend coaching with Dr. Deb so you can learn exactly how to apply it to your own life. Is that beautiful? Now, the reason that I'm reading this to you is because what I want you to realize is that it really isn't about the weight. Your weight is just a symptom of what's not right in your own mind and your own emotions. And what she's talking about, and you know what? When I tell you how many of my clients and even podcast listeners talk about how their life has changed, they're not just talking about their life has changed because they've lost weight. They're talking about their life has changed because they have learned how to control what goes on in their mind, because this is the truth. What happens in your mind is a thought, and a thought creates a feeling or an emotion that is a vibration in your body. And that feeling or vibration in your body causes you to do or not do certain things in your life. Eat or not eat, do or not do, take action or take no action. And it also creates the result that you do or you don't want, just by what goes on in your mind. And I will tell you what, when you're in the middle of your own emotion, it is very difficult for you to know what's going on in your mind, which is the value of coaching. And that is what she is talking about in this. And the reason that I'm so touched by it is because she has done so much work. I will tell you what, the work that you do with me is not easy work. And a lot of people will say to me, you know what, this sounds hard. And I will say to them, and I will say to you, if you've been following this podcast, it is hard. But so what? Have you never done hard things before? It's like you've done a lot of hard things before in your life. But would it be worth it to you to do something like this, where you actually connect into your own mind and your own thinking and become so aware that you know what are creating your actions and you could control that? Would it be worth it to you? And what my client is saying in this review is that it has affected not only her weight, but all of her life, her relationships, her work, and most importantly, her relationship with herself. Because I will tell you what, if you don't have a beautiful, compassionate relationship with yourself, you are always going to carry weight, right? Because most of the ways that we punish ourselves, unfortunately, is with overeating. And being able to master that is just being able to master your own mind and learn how to have compassion for yourself. And one of the things that she didn't say in this review is that that is probably the biggest thing that she has learned, is how to be kind to herself. And, you know, in reality, it's almost like lowering her own expectations for herself. Like, I would call them reasonable expectations instead of unreasonable expectations. And when she feels better in her own skin, and when she realizes that what she is thinking is creating her own emotions and that her control is there, right? Because she's got children, and you know what children are like. Number one, it's hard to control them, but the more that you can manage your own mind around children about what you think and what creates your feelings is how you handle them. And boy, has she done some learning around that, and it's changed everything with how she eats and drinks, right? Because a lot of the times we're eating and drinking and overeating and overdrinking because of the things that we're thinking about our children and our husbands and our lives, right? And it creates a negative emotion. We don't want to feel the emotion, and we use food and we use drinking to cover it up. And what she is saying in this review that I want you to understand is that you can learn to manage your mind. And when you do, not only will you lose weight, but everything in your life changes because you change your own brain. You are not in control of anything else in your life but your mind. You cannot control people, no matter what you think. You cannot control people. You cannot control what they do, and you cannot control what they think. You cannot control world events. There are so many things that you cannot control, but the one thing that you can, that most of us are missing, is what we think about all of these things. And these are all choices, and those choices create feelings, actions, and results. And for all of you that are listening, that is what coaching is, and that's what changes everything. So this is what I want to offer you. I want to, number one, say thank you again for the most beautiful review, and also what a privilege it is to be able to coach you and to be able to coach any of you that are out there, all of these clients that I work with. It is such a privilege to do that and to watch you change your life. So here's the offer that I make to you. Number one, please go do a review if you're loving this podcast. And I told you exactly how to do it. And number two, if this sounds like something that you want for yourself, then you can do what my client did. She signed up for a mini session after she'd been listening to my podcast for a while. And as she said in her review, she decided that she needed somebody to help her learn how to apply the information. If you need help on applying these tools to change everything in your life, you can have a mini session with me. And all you need to do is go to drdebbutler.com/work with me. And you can do that. That's all you have to do. Go to drdebbutler.com/work with me, and you can set up that mini session. And as I tell you every single week and every single podcast, and it never, ever gets old, is you must, above everything else, you must be very, very, very kind to yourself as if you were your most beloved. See you next week. Bye-bye.
I would like to invite you to correspond with Dr. Deborah. Go to iTunes, drdebbutler.com/iTunes. And you can review the show, and you can even give some helpful suggestions on what you would like to talk about in the future to accomplish your mindfulness and your journey into mindfulness. Thank you.